Well, folks, this is the Eagle, the gray one, in Florida again, July 16th, 2012. Well, as usual, we had another big-time prophecy fulfilling week this week. And we're going to start off with James 5:3. Great men of the earth are heaping together treasures for the last days. Now, apparently as we get closer and closer to the ultimate end, many of the evildoers or great men of the earth are getting a conscience, like Judas did when he committed suicide after betraying the Lord. And this reminds me of Revelation 9:6, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. The article, if you want to read it, the full headline reads, U.S. broker missing $220 million of client funds. Founder attempts suicide. Now, the keywords to get to the article without typing all that in is broker missing $220 million. That's $220 and then the word million. Now, this theft of investor funds is in most likelihood funding these great men of the earth's underground bunkers and their a hoard of gold and silver that they intend to bring with them after the well, how shall I say it? After the big one hits. They're expecting I think it's most likely a giant solar storm to cause lots of damage on the earth, cause great hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis and earthquakes and all the rest. And they're expecting most of the people on the surface of the earth to die while they're safe and from all harm in their underground bunkers. And of course they'll come out at the end of it with all their cache of gold and silver and whatever other goods they can bring with them, that and then they can start all over again. And once they come out of their once they emerge from their bunkers. Okay, that's my opinion. And again, the keywords are broker missing $220 million. Now, James 5:3, of course, as we said, is they're heaping treasures together for the last days. And that's why they're heaping the treasure together. Instead of just being great men of the earth when they come out of their bunkers, they're going to be far more greater and superior and richer than they ever was, because the few people that they think are going to be left, they'll have the gold and silver and the resources, and of course we have the seed vault that they can start growing crops again and feeding people. These people that's left on the surface are going to want to eat. Where are they going to get the food? There ain't going to be nowhere to get it but from these people. And of course, Revelation, I'm not sure which one, says that they'll work for a whole day and get nothing but a loaf of bread out of it. And in other words, it's going to be slaves. All the people that are left are going to be their slaves. In other words, that's what they intend. Whether it works out that way or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, next article, Jeremiah 51:46. This is ruler against ruler. The article is Arizona businessman funds an initiative for amending the state's constitution to allow the people to reject federal laws they consider to violate the Constitution. Now that's a lot of headline there. I don't know why they make it so long. That's almost practically a paragraph. It's not a headline, that's a paragraph. Maybe even could be considered a book. But you don't have to type all that in there. Just type in Arizona businessman initiative Constitution and you'll bring up the article. All right. Moving right along, we got Revelation 8:11. This is the wormwood prophecy. And the full title reads, West Coast of the U.S. will be the most contaminated by Fukushima cesium in 10 years. Now, it's already some cesium and some contamination already on the West Coast. But they're saying that in 10 years it'll be the most contaminated. How can it be more contaminated than Fukushima itself or Japan itself? I don't know. But that's what this article is saying. All right, the keywords to read it is West Coast, U.S. contaminated. That's all you have to write in there. That's another paragraph long title. Okay, seducers, evil men, wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Now this is deception. In fact, this is the most blatant, deceptive news article I have ever seen in my life. I grew up on a farm, and we used to pitch the manure into a spreader, which was a little wagon that spread the manure on the field to fertilize the field. In other words, the cattle, after they ate the corn, we spread their manure on the cornfield to refertilize it. So I know when fertilizer is being spread my way. And this is the biggest load of fertilizer I've ever seen in my life come off of a news headline. And the article title reads, Academic, Muslim terrorists simply misunderstood. Our academics in America are saying, and these are college professors, mostly what we're talking about here, Muslim terrorism is misunderstood. Okay, that's the deception right there. The keywords are academics, Muslim, misunderstood. Okay. Revelation 16:8, hottest year on record. Worst drought in a generation forced ranchers to Plan B. Now the keyword, that's the title, that's the headline, and now the keywords are drought generation Plan B, and you can get the article. Remember, Jesus said in Luke 21:28, when you all these things begin to come to pass, then look up. I do not believe these events to be the actual fulfillment of any seal, bowl, or vial judgments that is yet to be started. But this is rather the warm-up to the events. Remember, Jesus said, when you begin to see these things come to pass, then look up, for your redemption draws nigh. As time progresses, these events will get much worse and worse. Okay. Under the heading of wars and rumors, seems the U.S. Navy is rushing dozens of unmanned underwater craft into the Persian Gulf to detect and destroy mines in a major military buildup aimed at preventing Iran from closing the strategic Strait of Hormuz in the event of war. Now, Iran has said that they would close the Strait of Hormuz when the Americans start to boycott and require all other nations to boycott Iran and their oil and all that. They've also said in the previous article that this boycott would be considered by Iran to be an act of war. So it seems that Iran's backing down a little bit from me if they're not going to start taking out the ships going through the Strait of Hormuz. Why that is, I don't know. Anyway, to read the article, keywords: Navy, unmanned underwater craft. Navy, unmanned underwater craft. Underwater is one word. Okay, now Hosea 8:7. For they have sown the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. Now, this article is a article out of Atlanta. It has to do with the storms last week, and the article the headline reads: "Damaging storms in parts of Metro Atlanta again." The United States of America is not repenting and trusting Jesus. At least, there may be one or two people here and there, but as far as a major multitude of people repenting, no, they're not happening. Millions and millions of people are not repenting and trusting Jesus. That's why we're getting all these storms. Hosea says, "For they have sown the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind." And the article, keywords: damaging Metro Atlanta. Now, folks, if you want to avoid these storms and all this death and destruction, all you have to do is repent and trust Jesus. And I mean, a lot of people are going to have to do it. Otherwise, it's going to get worse and worse. And I think one of these days here, not too far distance, quakes are going to pop up all over the country. We got quakes in the Northeast, in New York and Maine, and we got quakes in the Beltway. And in fact, after that one Virginia earthquake last year, there's still aftershocks coming up over there in Virginia, and all these storms. You can put a stop to it by just trusting Jesus. By a lot of people, by the country coming into revival. Don't look to me like it's going to happen, though, but that's how you can stop all this stuff, or at least postpone it for a good while. All right, now, quake of the week was in China, 6.2. I didn't find any 100-foot rogue waves on the rogue wave updater last week, so maybe we'll have one next week. But I still want you to remember it's voting season, and when you vote for the lesser of two evils, you vote for evil. Okay, folks, that's it for this week's edition. Remember to trust Jesus today, because you may not be able to tomorrow. You might fall victim to one of these earthquakes or this a horrible storm that happened in Atlanta, or a hurricane. We're still in hurricane season. You may not be able to trust Him tomorrow. So if you trust Him today, you're in like Flynn. Okay, if you need to read more about that, get more details on how to be saved, click on See More below this video and read the Romans Roadmap. Pray the sinner's prayer at the bottom, and drop me a message that you did that so that I can pray for you. And Lord be willing, I'll be back next week. Now, we all know who said that. I don't say it, except the Lord be willing. Bye-bye, folks.